Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today on service level management and remediation solutions for Hyland Content Systems. My name is Ryan Schallenberger, and we are excited to have you with us today. We're going to go ahead and get started here since we just have you for 15 minutes. Our presenters today are Bob Howitt, he's the VP of Sales here at Reveille, and Kieran Fox, our Senior Pre-Sales Consultant. Our fast-paced agenda is as follows. Bob Howitt will first give an overview on Reveille. He will then review our service level management and remediation solutions for Hyland. Kieran then will take over and show what this looks like inside of Reveille during a demonstration. Then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and close. So if you do have any questions, we won't necessarily have time for those during our quick 15 minutes, but we ask that you please submit them within the Q&A function, and we will respond to those directly to you after the presentation. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Bob.
Hey, thank you, Ryan, and thank you to everyone for joining us and taking time out of your schedules to listen in our webinar today. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of Reveille, what our software does at the highest level, a little overview of the solution packs so that we can spend most of the time on the live demo. As you'll see on the right-hand side, what does Reveille do? Reveille is a software company that focuses on providing monitoring and management solutions for the significant players in this enterprise content space. When I mean significant, I'm talking about things like Hyland OnBase and Alfresco and RPA. We're talking about IBM FileNet and CMOD and DataCap and OpenText and Kofax and Microsoft and Box. The major players providing these significant enterprise systems, the Reveille software was purpose-built to monitor and manage these solutions. If you look at the left-hand side of the slide, our software is designed to be agentless and run in an agentless mode. And there's no coding to be done in implementing our solution. It's all pre-configured, it's out of the box, and implementations are easy. And we're built to run on clouds, private clouds, public clouds, hybrid clouds, as well as traditional infrastructure or on-prem systems. When we're talking about providing software to monitor and manage common ECM environments, we're talking about all phases of the content systems, from capture to the content management system itself to the archiving systems. For the most part, in major organizations, these systems are mostly unmanaged. And when I say mostly unmanaged, monitors for the underlying infrastructure that they're running on, everyone runs them, but how these systems are running themselves and how they're interacting with the other systems in the environment, there's practically little to no management for that space. That's the space we've been focusing on for the past 15 years. But we know that these systems actually fit in and are part of a much larger ecosystem. So Reveille over the years has also built out the capability to monitor and manage what the end users are actually doing with those content that they're pulling. And we can actually monitor the underlying infrastructure that these systems are running on, the databases that they connect to, the storage systems that's storing actual data. And we've built out significant integrations to leading other products in the market like Splunk and ServiceNow and Remedy, and all of the cloud underlying infrastructures that are out there. The two main components of Reveille software are what we call Reveille Platform and Reveille User Analytics. The Reveille Platform code is the pre-built tests, monitors, dashboards, and reports that actually look at the ECM environment itself. So OnBase and Alfresco and Hyland RPA, that's the code that looks at how those systems are performing. It also contains the code that has our notification engine and our API. And it also contains the code that has the data, okay, that we capture on the operation and performance. The Reveille User Analytics code is the code that Reveille uses to gain real user performance metrics. And in addition to getting the performance metrics of the real users, we can actually see what the users are doing with that information. So we know when users are logging on, downloading, reading, trying to delete information. and we can take proactive action if we spot bad behavior. On top of our two core systems, our Reveille platform code and our Reveille user code, over the years, we've built out what we call solution packs for customers. These solution packs provide specific dashboards and reports and functionality to give you insight into specific areas that the rest of your organization may be utilizing. Today, we're going to provide you a demo of service level management and remediation, those two solution packs. The service level management solution pack ensures that your organization that's responsible for running these ECM-based applications are meeting your actual service levels. We run tests and build out dashboards and reports specifically to show that you are either meeting your SLA or not meeting your SLA. If you're not meeting SLA, we have notifications and alerts so that you can take proactive actions and ensure that you're meeting your service level agreements. All of this information is in Reveille, so we don't have to go out to other systems to find out whether your ECM system is operating the way it should be. We capture the things like document access performance and application session counts and all of the types of information and metrics that you would need to fully report on the health and welfare of your system to meet or exceed your SLA agreements. With regards to our remediation solution, we've been working with these complex ECM stacks for over 15 years. And there's typically a common set of issues that go on in these large application stacks that we're very familiar with. We've built out-of-the-box proactive actions so we can remediate issues as they start to arise. We can also notify key support people and application people, and we can open and close tickets in leading systems like ServiceNow and Remedy. Now it's time to actually show you how these solution packs work. Kieran, over to you.
Thanks, Bob. With Reveille's service level management solution, companies can accurately monitor how the ECM system is performing. If there are any issues with availability or performance, Reveille automatically provides a notification and can even take recovery actions. This could be via Microsoft Teams, Office 365 email, Slack, Splunk, PagerDuty, or any application that receives a message via published API, SMTP, or other defined protocol interface. The key is receiving a notification when or before something significant happens. The organization defines what is significant, so we do not need to send multiple notifications that are not required. We see timely flags when something is happening on the system that's of interest. Once we've reviewed our notification, we open the Reveille user console. This is where we investigate the performance issue. We will be diving into the specifics for Hyland OnBase. However, the same principles apply for Alfresco and Hyland RPA. This is where we can start to get a view of not only our OnBase system, but our whole content management environment. It shows all the elements that are being managed and monitored within Reveille. Here we can see the Reveille monitors are different colors. The color represents the severity status of the monitor. The orange monitors have a warning. The green monitors have no issue. We can filter on status and only look at the monitors with issues or warnings. We can also filter by name. This allows us to quickly access the monitors of interest and go directly to the area we need to manage. If I open my OnBase monitor, I can drill down to the next level of detail. The boxes you can see within the monitor diagram are called Reveille resources. Resources allow us to structure the monitor based on the organization's system and requirements. You can see we have structured this based on different areas of content management functionality. We can see Reveille's flexibility and its ability to allow the organization to manage its environment in a way that makes sense to them. Across the top of the monitor, you can see different tabs allowing us to access monitor-related data. Status allows us to look at the monitor resources in more detail. We can look at captured issues via the log, test response times, the number of instances we've encountered and how many have been resolved. We can see who has been notified of issues, and we can view Reveille OnBase metrics. As the test runs against the enterprise content management environment, we can gather data. This data is held within Reveille metrics and allows us to produce trending analysis. We do this because it provides us with an historical view of how the system is being used and performing. We can look at this data and assess what's acceptable performance, and define a baseline which we can evaluate against. If an evaluation fails, we can then flag it and raise a notification via one of the channels we discussed earlier. Revely also gathers what we call user analytics data. If we open a Revely dashboard, we can see this data. User analytics data covers what the end user is doing within the system and how the system is performing for them. When a user interacts with the system via a web-based interface, such as web client or REST API-based custom app, Revely looks for the packets at the start and the end of a transaction. When Revely sees the transaction going across the network, it extracts the relevant data and creates a transaction within Revely. Revely works in parallel with only OnBase network traffic. It does not intercept it, so it has no effect on the performance of the network traffic. It provides OnBase transaction visibility with context. You can see the types of OnBase business transactions available. They could be anything from search, logging in, logging out, deleting a document, exporting a document, etc. Typically, with each transaction, Revely gathers when the transaction took place, who carried out the transaction, what the transaction was, the duration of the transaction, the server and client IP addresses and ports, the repository the user was connected to, and any related transaction properties or custom fields associated with that particular transaction. So for example, with a search transaction, the custom field could potentially hold the search criteria, or a view document could contain the document name and document size. With this unique capability, transaction performance is no longer subjective. Revely can gather the true nature of the transaction. Also, all of the above fields can be sorted upon. It is a combination of this transactional data and metric data that allows Revely to provide insights into how the system is being used and how it is performing, and whether it is working correctly for the end users. Dashboards allow us to visualize this data. This dashboard is focused on OnBase service levels, covering batch processing, database query times, user counts, workflow queues, Unity and web client activity, etc. We also may be interested in CPU usage, memory usage, disk group activity and space remaining, database health, etc. across all the systems we are monitoring. It captures all the necessary metrics automatically, based on actual usage. This includes key information for service level management, such as user levels, document retrieval performance, application session counts, capture batch processing, transaction performance levels, CPU levels, memory levels, capture operating performance, etc. Revely requires no changes to the target applications and does not impact operating performance. Based on this Revely gathered data, the organization can ensure they are meeting the required service levels and have early notification of developing performance issues. Revely can produce service level management reports for the management team showing current ECM performance, availability, and usage levels at the organization, department, and user level. Revely can deliver the service level management information in Excel or PDF formats. Revely also provides service level reports. Here we are looking at a customer experience report that shows how the system is performing for end users. Here we have a monthly system availability report showing any downtime there has been. An SLA report shows whether the OnBase system is meeting the required service level requirements. Revely has a REST-based API, providing access to Revely data from other common applications. It also provides trusted data connectors with data visualization and analytics tools, such as Microsoft Power BI. This allows you to create your own dashboard and reports using Revely data with other organization data sources. We have looked at how Revely can identify and notify when issues occur, and then provide the information required to investigate these issues. Revely allows the organization to look at how the system is being used, how it is performing, and drill down into this information via dashboards and reports. So how do we set up Revely to allow us to do all of this? The Revely Administration Console is where we carry out most of our configuration. If we open the monitor we were looking at previously, we can see the monitor structure. We can see the resources it contains, and if we open one of the resources, we can see the tests within it. You can see by the nature of these tests that we focus our monitoring capability on the content management product's application structure. This functionality comes out of the box. If Revely encounters an issue, it will notify the required people via the most appropriate channel. But we might also want to do something about the issue. And this is where Revely's remediation solution comes into play. We can configure Revely to carry out a proactive action when it encounters a specific issue. This could be automatic or can require confirmation. With Revely's remediation solution, we can carry out many different actions. As you can see, we have many out-of-the-box actions. They range from starting common OnBase services and processes to actions for AWS or Azure public clouds. Revely can also run PowerShell scripts. This capability allows Revely to carry out any action that can be completed via a PowerShell script, providing great flexibility. The ability to carry out an action to resolve or provide a workaround for an issue ensures the organization reduces to a minimum the impact issues have on the end user and allows the content management administrators to reduce their administration time. Thanks for your time. Hopefully you found the demo useful. I'll now hand back to Ryan.
Thanks, Kieran. So to wrap it up, we will respond to any of the questions that you submitted very soon, within 24 hours. And of course, we have more information on this topic, on other topics, video demonstrations, overviews on our website. And there's more solutions, as Bob alluded to in the beginning, that are on our website for Hyland OnBase, Hyland Alfresco, Hyland RPA. And so please check out our website for these resources. And if you want to go even further and you have questions or want a live demonstration on these solutions, please contact Bob Howitt, who did the beginning of this presentation, and his email is on the screen right there. We'd just like to thank everybody for joining us today for this presentation and demo. And for questions or more information, again, please contact Bob or visit our website. So thank you, everybody.